it is always an option for racist people when a thing like Juneteenth happens to just not say anything. You could just have a nice relaxing day, you could take a nap or whatever, go on about your life. Very few, it turns out, feel comfortable taking that option, as you'll see in some of these reactions to Juneteenth from this year. First, here's a caller to C-SPAN.
It certainly enlightens me how Democrats think. I have not heard one white Democrat apologize for slavery. I haven't heard any black person say thank you to the over 300,000 white men who died to free those black slaves. I'm astonished. I realize we're focusing on slavery, but my descendants are from Scotland and Ireland. We never owned slaves.
All right, there in Texas.
Yeah, I probably would have cut the call off at that point too. So there's a lot there, Francesca, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I love the trotting out of the, my ancestors are from Ireland or Scotland or whatever. Presumably he's making the case that his ancestors came here after slavery was abolished. The idea being thus, I obviously didn't do it or whatever, so get off my back. But you'll notice that the fact that he bears no blame hasn't stopped him from needing to be like, well, why aren't people apologizing to the white men? But I thought you had no dog in this fight. I thought your ancestors were still, in the Highlands until after that. Why are you why are you so sensitive about it if you bear no blame and you're definitely not feeling guilty? That seems a little bit weird. You should be thankful that so many white men died. Yeah, look, there were plenty of soldiers that died who wanted to end slavery. There were also a lot of white men who died who wanted to keep it. That was sort of the thing, or thought, our leaders are right, states' rights or whatever. They may not have owned slaves, but they were fighting to maintain that economic system. So
there were lots of black soldiers who also died for their own freedom and for
apologize to them, caller.
The Union. No, but I love the same people who are like, my ancestors are Irish. We didn't own slaves. We were too poor. You notice how in different conversation, they're always like, actually, I had relatives on the Mayflower. And you're like, okay, all right, bro, let's fact check this. I love how you love both things. But also it's so bizarre to me. And maybe it's like, because my parents were both born in different countries, even though I feel this is my home. But when I learned about slavery, it wasn't like, well, I don't know. Like I didn't feel personally either absolved or implicated. I felt like, wow, that was so awful, and it's part of a country that I call home. This is terrible. Let's make sure we never go back to that. Let's make sure, I wonder what's happening with those formerly enslaved people and their descendants now. Oh, there's still ramifications? Gee, isn't that terrible? Like, it's so, way to make this about you, white people. You know what I mean? Like, they love to be the center of the story. Like, oh, sorry, you're gonna have to, not all lives matter, the slavery story.
Yeah, I also love how often the people who be like, the Democrats should apologize because they did it, because the Democrats were in the South. They should apologize, pretending that they don't understand how parties change over time or whatever. So they're like, so you guys did it, but then meanwhile, they're the ones that are saying, yeah, but slavery wasn't that bad. Like, why are you blaming the other side? But then simultaneously, you're the one arguing for why people are really being too serious about slavery. Isn't that weird? You seem defensive about the thing that totally wasn't part of the ideological heritage of the movement that you're a part of, albeit with some changed labels or whatever. But you can't simultaneously engage in this anti-CRT, anti-woke thing and to try to say that the other side are secretly the true racists. It doesn't make any sense.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.